Hello guys. So still haven't decided what book to start. I kind of looked at all the books that I could swap, as I told you, but then I was like, no, actually I just want to stick with my original TBR. And there were books that I had chosen because I wanted to read, so I started reading The Kiss Thief. But I don't know, I think that it's a steamy romance, I think, which I didn't know, which that is awesome for me, but I'm not really feeling it right now, so I think that I'm just gonna push it. And then I wanted to read maybe Ninth House because it was Halloweeny and stuff, but then it looked that it was kind of maybe a bit horror, because everyone said, oh, it touches on many dark themes, which I'm okay with dark themes, but I'm not okay with horror books because I have an overactive imagination, and then I just get scared in my own house all the time, so I don't want to do that. So I don't know, but I don't know if it's horror or not. I think maybe it's not. I don't think it's scary, but maybe it is scary. I don't know. Anyway, it was too expensive anyway, even for an ebook. So it was £9, which I think is a lot for just an electronic book, which I guess it's because a new release and everything, but then that also pushed me back. Then I considered Serpent and Dove, which I have actually started the sample, and I'm not sure. I think I'm actually really liking it. For the beginning, the setup with all the witches and magic and in the kind of the brothel, and I don't know, it seems interesting. But basically what I'm here to say is that I think I've hit a reading slump. I mean, it's just the first day, but I've been reading non-stop and I was really enjoying it. I was like, oh my god, why did I ever have a reading slump in September? This is amazing. And I was reading a lot and I was very pumped up because I really wanted to actually finish and read 10 books, which was a very high goal for me. And I just kind of thought that I could do it, and I was like, okay, now I've already read almost 6. I've almost read 6 books, and it's like good. The timing is perfect. I still have to read a lot. So if I have one day off, then suddenly all the goal becomes impossible. So if I just basically I have to finish one book every 2 to 3 days, which is tight. So if I take one day off, it's just, so basically it's just stressful. And today I'm having a very hard day with my mental health, and I was just, I don't know, it's really stressed, and I didn't want to do anything. And then my boyfriend told me, just go and read your book, as in stop worrying about your other things, just take some time off. And I was like, but I don't have any book that I'm enjoying right now. So that also made me even more sad. Not sad, just defeated, because I was like, okay, then what do I read? So he told me, okay, I'm just gonna send you one book, and just read that one. And he thought about it and recommended me the book of Lost Things by John Connolly. And I started it, and it's amazing. I'm loving it so much, and I also loved what it looked like it was going to be, but it has an extremely sad beginning. And I mean, I think from what I read, it's a book about overcoming things in life, so I thought it was fitting for the bad day that I was having. But it was so sad at the beginning, and it was just like, anyway, so I stopped reading that one as well. But I wouldn't have mind changing my TBR for that book if that was something that was gonna make me feel good, or at least make me not feel good. Doesn't just, maybe it can also be something deep emotional that helps you grow. But I feel like when I'm already feeling very sad, I'm just gonna keep crying and stuff. So I do want to just kind of get out of it, because sometimes it's not about ignoring the problems in life. It's about, so sometimes you get stuck up in them, and sometimes as well there's no real reason. Sometimes it's just having a really shitty day, or having a shitty day because of things that you have deep inside that you're just not gonna fix by just thinking about them one afternoon, because I've already tried. And doesn't mean that they're unfixable, but I do think that I've learned that it's good and beneficial for me to just move on from them sometimes, and just think about something else and immerse myself in something makes me happier or brings me more joy. And yeah, so I've just watched YouTube. I just started a mindless thing, and I've just been doing that. And then I had some cereal, which food always makes me happy, for good and for bad. And yeah, I still have no book. That's the update. And again, I've rambled a lot, but this is my setup right now. I wanted to hide. I just like being in my room and making everything dark. With the current curtains that we have, they did them wrong, and also they're a bit see-through, so I cannot achieve a dark look. Now the sun is setting, so it's actually getting darker, but look at what I did. I literally put the towels on top. Well, this is just, and then this is my companion. Yeah, I have just been in bed hiding from the world, and yeah, still no book, but I thought that maybe it was good to also come forth and just be real with you guys about everything that happens, and it's not just about reading, and sometimes it's not only about finding the time to read, which is already hard enough in many ways, but about actually managing to use that time to read. Hello! So today is the 27th of October and we are celebrating Halloween because we're gonna be abroad on the 31st. I've kind of somehow convinced my boyfriend to entertain me and go along with me. I mean, I'm preparing everything, but at least he's gonna assist as well. And we're not really party people, we don't like going out and stuff, but I still wanted to celebrate it, so I have designed a menu and I have been cooking all day. I'm gonna show you later, but also I said, okay, let's get costumes on, and he was very against the idea. So until I managed to convince him that we could get that he agreed to put on a costume if the costume was of an old man in his pajamas. So he literally only has to wear pajamas, and then I'm going to put a lot of white powder on his hair, and to be honest, it's super DIY and we actually don't have many of the things that I wish we did have, but well, we're gonna make it work. So this is the most grandma-ish, it's not grandma at all, but it's the most with the little thing on top, grandma-ish thing that I could think of, and then I'm just gonna put these things on my hair, and hopefully that's gonna look something grandma-ish. Not really, I honestly don't have anything, but we're just doing it for fun, for ourselves. This is it. Basically, it doesn't change anything, but we're trying. Hello. I changed the lighting to make it more spooky. I wanted to talk to you about the menu that I'm planning. I've been cooking all day already, and basically I really like planning special menus for things and in special occasions, so I made this menu. And I even went ahead and decorated it and everything. Yeah, but especially all the things are super disgusting, and we're gonna serve them now, and I think I will try to insert clips of how the things look whilst I read them. So first, well, the drink. We have Fizzy eyeball punch with coagulated spinal fluid nectar, and then the spinal fluid nectar is basically just lemon jello on the bottom, and then I put a bit of red food coloring, and then the eyeballs are just grapes, and then just mint tea simple syrup and Sprite. I think I can link that below, and also link all of the recipes that I took inspiration from or that I tried to do. So then, appetizer. First we have virgin blood soup with crispy demon placenta served on Kink bed. Okay, so this is virgin blood soup, is tomato soup with bell pepper with crispy demon placenta. This is just a Chinese dried sweet meat. It was gonna be crispy bacon, but I don't have that. Then just sprinkle on top, and then on Kink bed is basically pumpkin bread, so without the pump, just king, and then bed, and then I turned it into Kink bed because Halloween, I don't know, vampires and I don't know, kinky stuff. Then for main, witch Cane-loney Pasta stuffed with a spicy nymph entrails topped with butter, vampire repellent and sage. So basically, which is cane instead of cane-loney, but as in crazy. I don't know, maybe I overdid it. I don't think it's funny, but I had a lot of fun doing it. So basically, cannelloni stuffed with pumpkin and garlic with spiced nymph entrails. Oh, that's the pumpkin. But I think it's gonna look cool because it's just like, ew, what is this yucky just thing inside is like nymph entrails, and then butter, vampire repellent, basically garlic and sage. And then dessert, it's stale brownies. Like, I thought it was so funny. Stale brownies, the last thing you want to eat, right? Wrapped in eerie fresh cobwebs. So basically just brownies, and I will sprinkle like just 2 lines with white chocolate. Bye. Guys, I'm talking to you from Kuala Lumpur. We flew in yesterday from Yangon. As you can probably guess, I haven't really read much. I really got myself in a reading slump, sadly, after reading so much very fast. Yes, I haven't read much. I did start The Priory of the Orange Tree, and actually I really liked it. I don't know why. I was expecting it to be slow, a kind of adult fantasy. Maybe it is, but I felt really intrigued from the very beginning. I really liked the set. I mean, I haven't reached the setting yet, but at least the very first beginning I still really liked it. So now I'm more interested to read it, even if there's no way I have time to read it for this TBR, reading the best books of 2019. But the one that I am going to finish is The Daisy Jones and the Six. And this one, as you know, I had already read 57% of it. And yesterday in the airplane especially, and just traveling, I read a lot of it. And you know, last time I was telling you guys that I liked it, but I wasn't sure and it was okay, and that I was kind of procrastinating a little bit on it. That has changed. I'm starting to really like it. I'm starting to get really immersed in the story. Yes, I'm very surprised, and I definitely want to see how it will end. And there was one development that I was absolutely fearing that kind of has developed a little bit, but not in the way that I feared it would. So I'm very proud of that. I still have to see how it does develop in the end, but anyway, you can see my wrap up when I post it soon for spoiler reviews and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to be finishing this one today, and this is the last day of the month, so I'm not going to be able to read anything else. Now I'm also going to film the November TBR. I'm going to be reading, I think, challenge myself to read the best books of 2018, which I wanted to read for the whole year, but I haven't, and now it's the end of the year mood, and I kind of want to finish the challenges that I set up for myself. And yeah, and that was one of them. And then this way I can forget about them and then just focus on Goodreads Choice Awards of 2019 and then move on to 2020. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But mainly I'm just gonna be exploring and also actually working and doing stuff. I can't really take full vacation, but it's fun to be here and work during the day, or some like half the time, and then you can get to go out half the time. And Kuala Lumpur is such a cool city, you wouldn't believe it. I mean, it's just, the food here is absolutely incredible. I think it's one of the best things of the city. It's just, I'll try to include a few clips that I have. Actually, I don't really have them. I don't think I can include them in this vlog, maybe in the next one. I also kind of want to close the vlog here so that I can edit it and post it tonight. Otherwise I'm gonna have too much work for later. And yes, I'm not gonna be able to tell you my thoughts on Daisy Jones and the Six, but know that it has really grown on me. I'm starting to really like it. I'm starting to see it as a very powerful piece of art. And yeah, my final thoughts will be in the wrap-up. Thank you very much for listening and spending time with me. I hope that you enjoyed the Halloween menu thing, and just, I don't know, I know it was a very short and an eventful vlog this week. I'm just gonna try to make it really short so that it's not boring, but still, these things happen. You have ups and downs, especially when it comes to reading. But yeah, see you in the next one. Bye!